technical knowledge and we need a very good process knowledge. That is essential. If you don't know your product, if you don't know your machinery, your equipment, your utilities, you are nowhere. So the Annex 1 also has defined which element to be considered. And this is only a list. I mean, you can add elements to this list. So of course, you must have a good design of a plant and the processes and a good documentation. And Jean-Denis last week has explained you also what are the elements in the design of a plant. And one-way flow, no island solution, etc. You must have good premises and good equipment. It's clear. The premises must be well constructed, the equipment must be adapted to the use. Personnel must be trained. Utilities must be adequate, I mean, in quantity and in quality. Raw material controls. It's clear also that if you don't have good raw materials, you cannot have a good finished products. Same applies to product containers and closures. I mean, we do all this containing integrity. Let's say you can have the best production. If your stopper does not fit tightly on your bottle, you will have contamination and all is lost. So that means product containers and closure are essential also. Of course, when you buy elements, whether they be raw materials, be the intermediate, be they maybe bulk finished or packing material, you must have an approval for those vendors. You must have inspected them or at least done a kind of examination by documentation. If you, let's say, you get custom sterilization, third-party sterilization of components, single-use system, you must know how this happened. Very often today, you get pre-sterilized stoppers. If you buy single-use systems, they are pre-sterilized. How is it done, etc. Critical service providers also. Very often, when you want to test your premises for particles, you don't have the equipment because this is quite costly and you have specialized company to do this. But you must be sure that those people can do their work properly also. So that means that comes also to the management of outsourced activities, regular visits, inspection, audits, etc. You must have a process risk management. You must have validated processes. And one of the important things is the validation of sterilization processes, because that is essential. If your sterilization doesn't work, then everything is lost. You must have also a preventative maintenance, and that is something which is missing in many countries. There's a tendency to say, okay, we repair when it's broken, and otherwise when it works, it works. No, it's not good. It's like cleaning. You clean when it's clean. You don't wait until everything is dirty to start cleaning. So that means you have to maintain your equipment, your utilities, and your premises to a standard that will ensure there's no additional risk of contamination. And of course, you have a plant maintenance, you have maintenance programs, and you may have unplanned maintenance if your machine breaks down. It's clear. Okay, cleaning and disinfection is an important part. And then monitoring system. You see, this is also mentioned in the Annex 1. So that means we have monitoring system. That means we assess what we do, the feasibility of the methods, and we must have scientifically sound methods. And also what the Annex 1 mentions, we may switch over now to alternative methods that optimize the detection of environmental contamination. That is an important point because the time that maybe that we do plate cultures that we cultivate for 2 weeks, some microorganisms, maybe it's over soon because we have what we call rapid microbiological methods, which allow us now to have results within hours, within days, and not to have to wait two weeks, for instance. And this is important now, and I will come briefly over that. Of course, all this goes together with prevention mechanisms. So we make trend analysis, and so that means when we measure contamination. We must know, okay, what was the contamination over the year in a certain room, etc. We must have an investigation. If we find, let's say, in our water for injection, we find microorganisms, we must know, we must just say, okay, it's below the limit. No, we must investigate where they come from. That means root cause determination, CAPAs, and of course, the knowledge of comprehensive investigational tools, 5 whys, etc. And last but not least, continuous improvement based on information derived from the above. So this is, you see, there are a lot of elements to be considered. And the monitoring system gives you an idea. It's like when you go to the doctor, well, this is a temperature check. How well are you? Okay, so I mean, you can ask yourself, okay, this is a nice clean room. Is this sufficient? I mean, we clean the clean room. Are we going to have a good product with that? That is the question you must ask yourself. And of course, the answer is, well, this is good. We have to have it, but this will not do the job. And we have also what we call spray and pray. That is not enough either. So that is about the strategy. But now let's talk about the topics which is dear to us. These are the vaccines. And why are the vaccines different? Why do we have special problems with the vaccine, also in the monitoring? Well, vaccines are different from pharmaceutical drug in many aspects. First, it's a biological production, means variation. In a vaccine, or let's say in a conventional product, 1 + 1 is 2. In the vaccine production, depending maybe slight temperature variation, maybe lack of certain element, 1 + 1 can be 0.5 or can be 3. You are never 100% sure of your yield. The other thing is that the vaccine technology is complicated. It consists of a large amount of small-scale open intervention, especially, I will show you that at the beginning of the process, when you start a few cells or you start from a very small amount of virus or bacteria. Also, the technology for the production and for the quality control is entirely different from the one that you know in pharmaceuticals. The other point is that the vaccines are heat sensitive, so that means you need a cold chain. They are sensitive to light, they are sensitive to freezing, so they must be kept cold, but sometimes they should not be frozen because the freezing can, let's say, affect bacterial cells and kill them. And the other thing is that we deal very often with live materials, and those live materials are infectious and can be very toxic. So that means that we need a good separation, for instance, for vaccines. If we look at the technology, we have roughly speaking, we have 2 types of vaccines. We have what you call the inactivated vaccines, where we do not have any live product in it anymore. And we have the live vaccine. So for the inactivated vaccine, you have the vaccine preparation as such. You see in the green field, that is what we call upstream, and we will ferment, let's say, prepare the virus quantities by fermentation, by cell culture. We may have a seed preparation, that is, we start from very small quantities, and then depending if the virus grows inside the cell, let's call it intracellular, we have to get it out of the cell, or it goes out of the cell. But then at the end, we will inactivate, that means we will kill the virus, kill the bacteria, we will purify, and you see the yellow field is what we call downstream. And afterwards, we come to what you know normally is the formulation, the filling. This is, you could say, the conventional pharmaceutical part. What you need, of course, to do all this, you need media, and we need, we'll show you, I mean, buffers, trypsin, phosphate saline, a lot of different solutions to allow the virus, the bacteria to grow and the cells to grow. We need also buffers, also in the end, to keep the virus alive if necessary, and to allow also to let him live also during many phases, because we will expand, we will concentrate, etc. So we need a lot of chemicals here. Don't forget also, we have a waste. We have a waste, and the waste can be toxic, so the waste must be treated. Waste must be inactivated. And you see here, this red line shows, in fact, the limit between live vaccine and the inactivated vaccine. Now, if you have the live vaccine, is more or less the same, but of course, we do not have here the inactivation, which means also that here in the formulation, in the filling, people are also at risk. Take the polio vaccine, for instance. The polio vaccine is live until filling. If you have other vaccines, tetanus, but it's killed before, so that means the danger stops here. But for other products, the danger stops at the end. Even during the packaging, you have to be careful if a vial breaks. So you see, this is the difference between live and inactivated vaccine. Technology is more or less the same, apart from inactivation state. No, also, you have to remind that for the media preparation, the buffer preparation, you have a huge number of components. And those components, they can range from a few milliliters to a few thousand liters for the same product. So that means your equipment is there very complex. And then you have different media. You have media consisting of animal derivatives, trypsin, beef serum, veal serum, etc. You have pure chemicals, etc. So that means we have a huge range of batch size and production methods, because some of the media and the buffers can be steam sterilized, others have to be sterile filtered. And here for the seed preparation and the cells and the virus and all this, these are long, complex, and delicate steps. And when I say long, I will show you, this is weeks. You see here, for instance, this is a project that we did in China. And you see the process, we start the culture of the virus and the cells in a cryotube. So it's a small tube, a few milliliters. And then we go in tissue culture bottles, 25 square centimeter, then 75 square centimeter. And then we have 2 of them, then we have 10 of them, but the larger one, then I will show you what is a cell factory. These are stacked tissue culture flask. And you see 10, a stack of 10, a stack of 40, then we have 4 stacks, 16 stacks, etc. And then we start inoculating the virus. And you see, if something goes wrong here, well, I mean, you see the whole cycle here, in that case, in that factory, takes about 70 days. So that means you can say 2.5 months. So if you do a mistake here, you have lost the whole production of 2.5 months. And you see, your space is limited. I mean, you have a certain number of rooms. So that means you have to be very, very, very careful. Because if you lose 2.5 months in your production room, well, I mean, you cannot fulfill your program. So you see, okay, here I show you, because you have 2 cycles, because we run 2 productions in parallel. But that depends again on how your factory looks like. But again, to tell you, the process there is very long. You see, this is typical example. So we run here 70 days. Okay, just to explain you also what we talk about. So these are what we call tissue culture flasks. Maybe the older of you may know what were the roux bottles. They were made in glass, but now today we use disposable systems in plastic. And this is a cell factory. So these are, in fact, if you want, very large tissue culture, and we stack them. And then there's a system to fill them and to empty them. But you see, again, here is complex. You have a lot of clamps and etc. And this all must be sterile. And most of it is manual work. So you can imagine also how the people must be well trained not to contaminate. And you can take a lot of